was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second.
On the other day, I seen on the video that Puff had ran into Justin Bieber. They met up, and he started tapping him as if he was searching him and see if he had some kind of device on. Did you see that?
Yep.
Check this out. What if the federal government have already talked to Justin Bieber? And Diddy did that on tape. That means in his mind, he think this person may be a witness.
Sorry, bro. It's just a business out here, bro.
The internet is on fire once again, and this time it's because of shocking new footage of Diddy and Justin Bieber that has surfaced, sending the rumor mill into overdrive. As if Diddy wasn't already drowning in allegations, this resurfaced clip carries chilling implications about his long-standing ties to Justin, and just when people thought they'd seen it all, Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, has stepped into the firestorm, ready to spill every last detail about what he knows regarding their relationship. Diddy's connection to Justin goes way back, all the way to Bieber's early teenage years. The peak of his influence, Diddy took the young pop star under his wing, introducing him to a world of luxury, wild parties, and exclusive VIP circles, the kind of access no ordinary kid could ever imagine.
I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy.
Pop superstar Justin Bieber was once mentored by Sean Diddy Combs. Now, after Combs' arrest on federal trafficking charges, old videos are raising questions about Combs' interactions with Bieber. I take a closer look at their relationship through the years. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. For the last several days, social media has been full of videos of Sean Combs. You can't click on TikTok or X without seeing something about Diddy. It's practically all you see, and this, of course, comes after Combs' arrest on racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking charges. At this point, Combs is accused of trafficking involving one victim, his ex-girlfriend of many years, Cassie Ventura. The indictment says the allegations date back to 2008. Combs has pleaded not guilty, and his lawyer says he hasn't committed any crimes. But there are a lot of people questioning who knew what and when, given that at least part of what Cassie Ventura claimed was backed up by a video obtained by CNN that showed Combs beating Cassie Ventura as the U.S. attorney said she tried to escape one of his freak-off parties. And many people are wondering whether other celebrities were a part of these freak-offs, and worse, is it possible that some people, maybe other celebrities, were actually victimized? We don't know at this point, but what we do know is that videos of Sean Combs and Justin Bieber have been all over X and TikTok for days. Specifically this one when Bieber was 15.
As soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you yeah, it's gonna be yours. So every time you come in LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, go get the first shot at this.
Man.
Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Now that video has been viewed more than 5 million times on Justin Bieber's YouTube channel. He was 15 at the time, and he was staying with Combs for 48 hours.
You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album.
Justin Bieber is now a pop megastar. He's loved by fans around the world. In 2009, at the time of this video, though, he wasn't really known. He was just a kid, and his first album was coming out. Bieber is originally from Canada, and Usher signed him to manage his career. Usher actually got his start in the business through Sean Combs. He lived with him for a year when he was 13. And Usher talked about his time living with Combs on The Howard Stern Show back in 2016. He was sent to what was called Puffy Flavor Camp.
And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle,
right?
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I ain't say that.
Here's where things get even messier. Usher played a huge role in this dynamic. That's right, the same Usher who mentored Justin Bieber into stardom was the one who introduced him to Diddy's world. Now, the question that's making people uneasy is, did Usher know what he was exposing Justin to? Given what we now know about Diddy's freak-offs and disturbing parties, the implications are deeply unsettling.
All right, Usher, Justin Bieber, Diddy. This is how they all connect. When Usher was super young, he got signed to a guy named L.A. Reid, this famous music executive. Usher then loses his voice. L.A. Reid wants to help him, get back on track, so he sends him over to this guy named Puff Daddy. And as you can imagine, Usher had a problem. He just didn't know it yet. See, Puff Daddy was this up-and-coming music executive who could really turn someone into a star. He put them through this thing called Flavor Camp. And during Usher's term in this Flavor Camp, he lived with Puff. And in Usher's words, he would see questionable things. He said at any given time, you can open the door and see a bunch of random people playing Netflix. He said he would be up all night partying when all he really wanted to do was go to the studio. And this is when people speculate that Diddy did something to Usher. Now, I need you to listen to me. I'm gonna give you the evidence as to why people believe this, but until you hear words from Usher, Diddy, Justin Bieber, nobody knows anything. All right, so Diddy and Usher are in an interview with Kevin Hart. Diddy said, "Hey yo, pause, when Usher used to live with me, we used to wrestle for Frosted Flakes." Kevin Hart said, "What?" Diddy said, and he grabs Kevin Hart and pulls him off camera because Kevin Hart doesn't have a filter. After Diddy's Flavor Camp, Usher comes out with an album called Usher. It has really explicit details about watching Netflix. Everybody's like, nah, this is uncomfortable. And people actually did not like the album because his young voice talking about those details really threw people off. And of course, the album was executively produced by Puff Daddy. His mom was like, yo, what the So she grabs Usher. You got former bodyguards coming out saying, yeah, Diddy was very inappropriate with Usher. There's a rumor that Usher got sent to the hospital because of an encounter with Diddy. In fact, rumors have been circulating for like 20 years about this situation. Which brings us to Usher and Justin Bieber. See, Justin Bieber was coming up in the same way Usher was, like when he was super young. L.A. Reid again found Justin Bieber. Usher and Justin Timberlake both wanted to sign Bieber, but Bieber chooses Usher and Usher basically becomes a mentor. Now, Usher then sends a young Bieber to Diddy for 48 hours. And in this interview, Diddy's saying stuff like, man, Justin is doing things that any 15-year-old would dream of doing. And the thing that's always kind of annoyed me about Diddy personally is he's always towing this imaginary line in interviews. Because of his ego, he has been snitching on himself in interviews. If you listen, he'll say something like, Justin be having a really good time with me. If no one acknowledges it, he'll be like, I can't say too much. You know what I'm saying? But like a really good time. I can't say too much stuff, you feel me? And he'll do this like throughout the whole interview. But here's the thing about Justin Bieber. He's been insanely by the entertainment industry over the years. In fact, Justin Bieber comes out with a song about it where he's not just talking about one person, he's talking about the whole industry. In fact, Justin Bieber starts crying in an interview when Billie Eilish's name is brought up. He says that he wants to protect her and young people in the industry so they won't go through what he went through. And here's where it gets very wicked. Something you gotta understand is the music industry is known for being very wicked. We just talked about Billie Eilish, right? Well, somebody got to her too. She eventually tells her brother, and her brother gets the person fired. We're talking about Billie Eilish. Matter of fact, Taylor Swift even came out and said something happened to her too. And I need you to think about that for a second. If the industry has the audacity to do something like this to a Taylor Swift who had powerful parents, a bona fide star at the time, this is just culture at that point. What do you think they're doing to people who aren't famous? So back to these three. Usher deletes his social media for a day because people are going in on him about him sending Justin Bieber to Diddy. People are saying, for all the things that you went through, Usher, why would you send Justin over? And here's what I want to say. Celebrities are human beings, and human beings are complicated. So maybe it's not as simple as Usher bad because he sent Justin to Diddy. My whole life, I've witnessed the insane things that Diddy has gotten away with in an industry, in a world that allows billionaire music executives to do whatever they want. If you don't know what this is about, look in the comments. So it's probably a little difficult to go against someone like that, especially if you have allegedly been groomed by them. Or Usher could be just as wicked as Diddy. Point is, I have no idea, and I know you don't either. But from what all I know about Diddy, if I had to guess, I would say Diddy probably called up Usher and said, yo, I heard you just signed a kid named Justin. Usher probably said, oh yeah, he's a good kid, he's a good kid. Then Diddy will say something like, why don't you just send him over? You know I'ma get to him anyway. Send him over, bro, ha 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 ha. That's how he worked. But again, that's just my guess. Either way, in the next coming months, we're gonna find more about the Diddy situation.
If there's one person who knows what really went down, it's Gene Deal. The former bodyguard has been vocal about Diddy's dark side for years, and now with this resurfaced footage of Diddy and Justin, he's decided it's time to set the record straight. Gene is breaking down the timeline, exposing what he witnessed behind the scenes, and making it very clear that things weren't as innocent as they seemed.
It's crazy that the feds would get involved in something because it seems like, you know, a pretty crime.
But there's a lot of other stuff that's going on with that. You know, they look at the stuff, they look at the stuff, they look at this right here, bro. First and foremost, all the companies that you have, you understand, and now I know some people have trust and have companies in their kid's name. This man never put anything in his name. Why? It's either his mother, his son, you know what I'm saying, his kid's name and everything like that. He had 18 companies that was giving him some kind of revenue. Why is nothing really in his name? Is there some kind of tax evasion? They looking at that. You understand? You got people in the industry that's been saying for years, this man is having with underage. So now the federal government is looking at that like, yo, when is somebody gonna come forward? We got this information, this alleged information, but nobody's willing to come forward. Then they go on and say, yo, Shakur Stewart mysteriously dead. Supposed to be a self-inflicted wound. Person that had everything going for him in their life. Kim Porter, dead. Somebody's car gets blown up. This guy is walking around threatening other actors, people. Somebody got to get involved in it. If it ain't the state, let it be the feds. Somebody got to stop him. He lucky that God given him the opportunity to be stopped while he's alive, then have to go to hell and face that. He got a chance to repent now. Change his life.
You mentioned, you know, and a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of like suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and you know, they're making a lot of allegations.
Same way they made allegations about Usher. When Usher was younger.
I mean, do you think that there's any credibility to these allegations?
When there's smoke, there's fire. Why would Diddy be tapping his kid in his chest to see if he wired? And asking him, are you wired? Why would he be confronting that kid? Why would Justin Bieber make a song about, what is it? I got smashed at a Diddy party or something like that? Why? There's reasons behind all this. So, where there's smoke, there's fire, Cam. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, Justin, he's been real quiet about this. I mean, I think like a lot of the other celebrities.
I was reading some, Cam, and the kid say after he went to Diddy camp, he started using drugs so heavy and was smashed every day. What would cause a kid who wanted to be an artist in the music business all of a sudden to start getting high and drinking and drugging, popping pills and smoking? What would cause a kid to do that?
I mean, usually trauma.
Or a Diddy party.
Justin Bieber is facing major personal issues as his marriage to Hailey Baldwin Bieber is reportedly on the rocks. Sources say things worsened after their child's birth, and fans took notice when Justin unfollowed Hailey on Instagram. But the real shock? Right after unfollowing her, he left a comment on Keke Palmer's thirst trap. With his marriage crumbling, Justin seems to be making some bold moves.
Hailey Bieber reacts to online rumors that her and Justin Bieber's relationship may be in trouble, as online users speculate once again about the Rhode Beauty founder's marriage to musician Justin Bieber. She addresses the chatter by sharing a post from content creator I Got Time's TikTok to her Instagram stories December 30th. She captions the video, quote, "Me to all of you on the internet." In the clip, I Got Time tells viewers, and in turn the online haters, per Hailey, quote, "You're not well, and it's okay." The 28-year-old's latest post seems to respond to speculative social media videos like a December 29th clip from TikToker Sloan Hooks, who claimed he got a tip in saying, quote, "It doesn't look like things are going well in the couple's romance." He highlighted Instagram stories that both celebs shared, suggesting that the couple was taking jabs at each other. For instance, Sloan pointed to Justin's snap with Jackie's song Bed, which is about wanting rather than love from a woman. Then he showed that Hailey made a post 20 minutes later using SZA's song 30 for 30, including the lyrics, "But if it's me, then you." The content creator continued to share more posts, pointing to the singer's resharing of a video with the text, quote, "Co-parenting is failing." Hailey, who shares 4-month-old son Jack Blues Bieber with Justin, is no stranger to rumors surrounding their relationship. She told W Magazine in July, quote, "People have made me feel so bad about my relationship since day one. Oh, they're falling apart. They hate each other. They're getting divorced. It's like people don't want to believe that we're happy." She added, quote, "I used to try to act like it hurts less and less, but I realized that it doesn't actually ever hurt any less." Back in 2023, Hailey gushed about her marriage in an interview with Justin for Vogue Australia, saying at the time, quote, "My favorite thing about being married is honestly the companionship I feel we have. Genuinely, you are my best friend in the entire world. There's nobody I would rather spend more time with or do anything with."
What the hell was going on between Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber? Well, he has addressed it. Fans noticed that he unfollowed his wife on Instagram. Also, this comes after he unfollowed Scooter Braun and Usher, his longtime mentor. Some fans think that this is all a marketing PR stunt, and it could be true because he's been pretty active on Instagram and even previewed a new song. Guys, what did we just listen to? What was that? Others think he's distancing himself from people tied to controversies. Well, he addressed everything in this post and refollowed Hailey. He said, "Someone went on my account and unfollowed my wife is getting